Boop, boop, boop. Hello, hello, hello. RocksAlot. It is Sunday. It is a fun day. It's about to be because we're going to change things up on the day. Welcome in, everybody. It is almost Thanksgiving, so hopefully some of you took a couple of extra days off this week, or you get them closer to next weekend. We're going to work on a few things that we started last week. So I have the sand block. Excuse my hands, but I've been working on plumbing. Hi everybody, welcome in. I'm going to finish that one off. Let's get a little extra light. Toot, toot, boink, right there. Make sure I can see everybody in chat, and I see somebody already popped up. Hi Marlene, thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well. We are going to continue with some of these, but we're also going to do some new stuff first. This piece was a piece that we did on Thursday, and I needed to get it finished so that it could be wrapped, and I think I did a pretty decent job right here. So got that bird, and the polish came off really good. I took it all the way to cerium, so I went from what we had done, I went from 600, 1200, 3000, and then hi Deborah, welcome in. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're all having a better Sunday. Well, I'm having a decent Sunday because now I'm doing a live, but it's been pretty busy this morning, and I know I'm not the only one that's had plumbing problems this week, but I've had problems at the house for about a week now, and just when we think we got it fixed, something else happens. So, but it's an older house, so we might do this piece of Stony. I think it's Stony Mountain, maybe Stony Canyon, Stone Canyon. I have some mystery turquoises that I have zero idea what's inside of them. I don't even know the color. I have a piece of the Nila or the Nyla that we're going to do because I love this stuff. And then this was a piece we started on Thursday that I dopped real quick, and we'll try and finish that off. And then, hi my Captiva, welcome in. Slay Girls, welcome in. And these are two pieces. So they were like this, and they had that little canyon in the middle. So I just did a quick saw and stuck them on some dop sticks, and that's what we're going to mostly work with this week. Yeah, thanks for being here. You know, it's Sunday and coming up to Thanksgiving, so hopefully you get to see some family and some friends, some or both. I will probably come on live maybe 1 or 2 times during next weekend, or starting probably maybe Wednesday night, and we'll get some stuff done back here because it takes me away from all the other problems we have in the house right now. The plumber's been out twice in the last 2 days, so 3 times so far, and he's going to come out again tomorrow. So, hi Rick. Let's take you over to the machine. I'm gonna hopefully take you over to the machine. Boop. Come on, and let's undo that one. There we go. Sorry for the jolts. All right, welcome in everybody. Thank you for joining. What are we at? I think we're like at 9:45 or 46, almost hitting 9:50. We're going to work on several different things today. These 3 we did on Thursday, so these are ready to go to the next 3 wheels as far as polishing. This one I polished off last night because we needed to get that started on a wire wrap, which wire wrapping is coming on. Yeah, I don't usually talk about stuff at home, you know, my Captiva, but you know, we all get affected by stuff. Hi, Shellbell. And this just happens to be my week, and it looks like it might turn into 2 weeks. That may turn into kitchen cabinetry coming out, or the bathtub. Not sure which. So for right now, I am happy to be back here with you guys, cutting some stones. And oh, I got a secret one too, so don't let me forget. I have some really nice stuff right here that was given to me. Not given to me, I had to buy it, but I bought it from Dave probably 2 years ago. And he does not give up stuff that he's already pre-backed, and he's ready to cut very often. So what to start with? I think we're going to start with the stony. And we got that line down the middle, and I kind of like that side better. Let me get my mask on. And if you have any requests, just put them in the chat here. And hopefully chat remains semi-polite. I believe Miss Frecklecat is working on Thanksgiving dinner. Here we go. Let's make some noise. So, my wife teaches, and they were doing some sort of science experiment with sound, and what is pleasurable sound and what is not so pleasurable sound, and the sounds of my machines was actually liked by most of the kids. So maybe there's something to this. All right, here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I know it's Sunday. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you don't have too many chores to do around the house. And yeah, I hope you're looking forward to Thanksgiving and you get to see some family, some friends. And if not, come hang out with me. Either Wednesday night, which I think I'm going to do a Wednesday night instead of a Thursday night. And then we may do a Friday, because I'm going to do some Thanksgiving stuff with the smaller, closer family this year. And we're going to be playing some games, watching some movies, maybe playing some card games, and just hanging out like we used to, which will be really nice. So, all right, let's get started on this. Going to start first on the 600 just to double check my hardness. Not 600, that's a 240, I mean a 180. And I try to do it on this one first so I don't make too much of a mistake over on this one. Any thumbs up would be much appreciated. Any subscription would be fantastic. I guess now I'm trying to look at 1,000 by Christmas. Somewhere in there would be fantastic. I was not expecting this year, so. Okay, that's pretty hard. So let's pop over to this other side right here. Get you above. Good. That looks pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. And this is harder than it looks, because it looks like it would be almost brachiated. Glad to see all you ladies in today. I have a few unboxings to show. I had some pieces come in from Kirsten, over at Kirsten Red Resale. And I had a couple pieces come in from Christy over at Ladies Who Loop, which were fantastic. And here's another channel that I bought a couple of things from, Haley's channel. I forget the whole channel name, but it's under Haley. I bought a couple of old Mexican pieces for Christmas. And then, of course, we have Jody's Jewels. I hope she's feeling better. I know she had a little bout going on this last couple of weeks, and it's not fun from what I understand. So I hope she's doing better. Silkies probably. I do have a friend. I have two friends actually that take care of chickens. One does chickens sort of commercially but locally, so not hundreds of thousands but hundreds. And I have another friend who has ostriches and chickens and anything that flies pretty much. And in fact, she was trying to give us some miniature chickens a couple weeks back. Oh, there's a little chipper came off. And in my opinion, you need a little bit of space to have chickens. Well, so we were talking about resellers there, so we ended up on chickens. Tanya over at My Jewelry Addiction, please check her out. So between, who is it, from Christy to Tanya and Jody right now, they've been taking us out. And I think Leonore's going to start, but that's Leonore Reacts, who helps out a lot of channels, very kind. But they take us out on little adventures, which is fun. Fun, and it saves me money, because then I don't go out on my adventures as much. Okay, starting to get a shape. I think that little teeny bit of a corner is going to come off. And we got some saw marks on the back that came with the slab. Let's take those out. And actually, because of that, which side do we like better? This side or this side? Which side? This side that has the number 1 on it? Or this side that doesn't have a mark on it? The reason I say I might switch to this side is it had those saw marks, so in taking those saw marks, I already ended up rounding it off. So I think that kind of makes the decision for me. So this is now going to be the top. I thought it was going to be the bottom. I really like that other side better. Hi, Freckle Cat. Yeah, we got so close the other day on the Hi, Christy. We were just chatting about you. Your ears must have been burning. I was saying how fun it is when we get to go to the estate sales with you, and so between you, Jody, and Tanya taking us places, I save money. I think I like the other side better. Even though I like it better, I gotta use this side because of that. I already started doing that, so let's get this straight. That just changed things. And a little piece jump out right there. Hi there, welcome in. I cannot pronounce your name, but welcome. Hi, Clara Kumar. Thank you, I appreciate that. Superb is a wonderful. I love that word. I grew up saying that word a lot. I think I've been Americanized a little too much. I don't use it very often anymore. Well, I did go. Well, it was superb this week because I got to go to one of the local college games, basketball games, and one of their players is 7'9", and I think he's the tallest basketball player. I don't know if it's in history or not, but certainly in college. And he got his first points the other day, which was really fun. I've never heard a crowd yelling that much. I think there was 10,000, just a little over 10,000 people in the stadium. And thank you, Christy. You have a great weekend. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving too. I know you'll be with family, so yeah, have a really good time. Bring out the board games, and if they don't know how to play cards yet, teach them how to play cards. We just don't gamble with the kids. Actually, they probably have more money than I do right now anyway. All right, let me get this done. Just going around the outside, and really I should get off of this wheel. There we go. A little extra light in there. Everybody see that? See if we can get some of this done. I've been chatting a lot. I think Thursday we were on for like 2.5 hours and we ended up with 4 stones. I mean, they're very hard stones, but still. And that was only doing 3 wheels. So we had fun. Just on the productive end, it's a good thing I don't do it as a profession. I do. All right. Rounding that off a little. Nice. Around that a little bit, right there. Checking that out. This is looking pretty good. A little. I got this little. It's not a chip, but it's a dent in that bottom bezel, and I'm gonna have to do my best to take that out. Just gradually bringing it in. And it's still there. Taking down some of the back. just to take out that little corner, and that's, yeah, can't just take out the little corner, I have to do everything around it. Hi everybody. Welcome in. If you haven't been here before, the channel name is RocksAlot. Wow, that just wasn't going to come out. And I go live mostly on Sundays and Thursdays. Thursdays around 5:30 and Sundays a little after lunchtime, Standard Eastern Time. Around 1:30 to 2 o'clock on a Sunday. So if you want to see more content or more lives, go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you get notified within about a minute of me going live. But yeah, we might hit 1,000 by the end of the year, and that'll be awesome. Okay, how are we looking on this little dent? It's still there. I need to get a little bit more aggressive. Gotta get a little more aggressive. There we go. So I'm pressing pretty hard, trying to keep the shape similar. Hi everybody, welcome in. We are looking for 2 more people to not spend any money. Come watch us cut stones for free and have a little bit of a fun. And maybe just like watching. There it is, gone. So I had to take that shape a little bit, but now it's gone. And I beveled that edge all the way around. So yeah, hit the like and hit the subscription and the little dingly dangly bell thing, and you get notified when I go live or I put up a short or something like that. So Jordan, when I got this, so brand new right now, you can find them ranging from $2,400 to $2,800 US dollars. This is an older genie, Diamond Pacific genie, made before Y2K. So for the youngsters that don't know, but Y2K was 2000, and so yeah, it was made before 2000. It is a 1/4 HP horsepower. The newer ones are, I believe, a 1/3 horsepower, and they also have really good motors on them. So Boldor motors, to me, are one of the top motors around. They've been used in sort of dentistry for decades and decades, and they have a really good quality machine. Now I got a little something going on here, and they run really smoothly. I was fortunate enough to meet somebody that I was purchasing opals off of that was semi-local here to this state, and eventually he found me through, I forget how it was that he found to reach me local, and he offered me his machine, so I ended up buying this machine for like $400. I got really lucky. And I know at some point I'll have to get a new one. I hope you didn't hear that. And it really depends on, so you can get a King Cab King for same size wheel, 6-inch wheel. Thank you, Jordan, I appreciate it. Yeah, come back. We're usually here on Thursdays and Sundays. So Cab King, same size wheel, different watering system. I think right now is about $1,600. And some people love them. So I haven't really worked with a Cab King before. Alright. Something going on this edge now that I have to get rid of. It's like a little inclusion, or I hope it's not a fracture, but it needs attention. And it is right here. As you can see, let's see. Right there. It's almost like a fracture. Alright, deep breaths. Let's take care of this somehow. I'm actually going to go to this wheel softly on the 80 grit. I've got to be really careful though, because if it's a fracture that goes further in the stone, this higher grip may, well, we'll see what happens. But I got to come down the whole stone, that whole side here, from here to here, and rerun the whole side. And I got to figure out. So it's right there. You can kind of see it right there. Hopefully I can run through the crack without having the crack go across the stone further. Alright, that looks pretty good. Feels pretty good. Hi everybody, welcome in. I will try my best, Ash, not to. Can't guarantee it. It's been one of those weeks. So, I spent the morning with a shop vac underneath the bathtub. So that was my fun Sunday morning, with sucking up water from the substrate underneath the bathtub in the house. And it's little things like that that happen that make me extremely happy that I have a hobby like this, because this is a good part of my mental health, and keeping it balanced, which is all about balance, is coming out here and being able to release some of the tension and anxiety and stuff, just cutting stones. And for me, it really helps. The noise helps me, the focus of having to look at a stone and create something out of it, connect with it, and connect with you guys, distracts me enough from some of the other stuff that's going on in my own life, but also around the world. And so yeah, I really appreciate you all being here. And it looks like we got people from everywhere today, so welcome in. I gotta figure out how to do my translate, because I can't quite tell what language that last comment is in, and I don't want to accidentally insult anybody, or so I appreciate you being here. Yeah, Roots, I mean, honestly, it can be expensive, but if you really want to get into it, and you want to, it's not just sort of a one-off thing where you're trying to do it for a couple of months and then it sort of gets left in the garage, then it's definitely worth investing. If you're just getting started, it's really good to try and find your local gem and mineral society. They're all over the country. I'm not sure about other countries, but here in the States, a lot of areas have them, and if they're not in your local town, they should be somewhere close within an hour of a drive. And so it's always good to join a club. Try not to get too involved in the political side of it as far as the treasury and everything at first. Figure out if it's something you like to do. You pay a small fee, and then you get to use the machines that they have. And that's a fantastic way just to learn if this is something you would want to do on a permanent basis. That didn't take me long to talk about, did it? Alright, so I believe my little inclusion there is gone. Let's see. Ooh, let's get a little bit closer. So, right there, I think, is gone. The one we had on the bottom is gone. Alright, so we're looking good. We're going to move on to this third wheel. Like that. It's taking us a while to do just one stone. I blame you guys. I appreciate you all being in the chat and asking questions. Yeah, I like this material, and I have not been able to get any more. I might have one more slab hiding somewhere. But this particular slab I love with the contrasting matrix line right down the middle there, where they join. And the colors are fabulous. Alright, let's get around this stone. Hopefully we'll get off of this wheel. We'll move on to another stone. Going around the edge, taking off the sharpness on the bottom. Hi everybody. Happy weekend, Sunday. A little bit up here. Hope you're all ready for a Thanksgiving week too. Alright, that's good. That's really good. So a quick dry test, see if we've got any major cracks in it or anything, major scratches, and I don't see any. And there's a little bit right in the middle. So, yeah, there's little bugs in there. They may or may not come out by the end. A bit of the wiggle waggle to round off that down. Looks like somebody got zapped. Yeah. Alright, so that's to the third wheel on that one. Let's move on to well, let's have a peek at some of the ones that I have zero idea what's inside. And I'm going to put one glove on, I guess. Let's see. There we go. There's one. Beginning, right? He's definitely not a doctor. I'm going to put another one on just in case. Alright. So, when I'm dealing with material that I don't really know how it's going to come out, I like to glove up. I'm not quite sure how things will react. So, definitely need some practice at that. One more. There we go. Thank you, Triple Cut. Alright, let's see if there's anything inside of this one. Some water. I don't remember where these even came from. I think they were probably cheapos. But I do like that little dot. So let's get a little extra water. Safety first, right? So, thank you all for being here. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. I hope it was much, much better than ours. Any little plumbing stuff going on. Alright. Something about this stone starting to light. I'm just bringing this edge down because it was so thin. Let's have a look. Hi everybody. It's a 6-inch. It has wheels that are 1.5 inches wide. It ranges from 80 grit all the way down to 3000. Then there's a small vertical lap on the end, and it is, you want with your lapidary machines, you mostly want them, at least when you're doing shaping and polishing, you want around 1750 on the RPM. Alright, so I did not expect that. So let's actually, let's take the top off right here, why not? Just gotta go a little softer. What else you asked there? You're welcome. Hey Jen. You guys don't know Jen B, you need to head over to her channel. She does a lot of jewelry, silversmithing work, a little bit of lapidary, and I think she's gone from silversmithing back to lapidary, and I'm going to go from lapidary up to silversmithing. So I like to watch her channel to see what she's up to. Alright, gonna have to move wheels on this one. So, kinda like the color. Now I've got to see how much of this matrix I can get out without losing the stone. So we're gonna move to the next wheel. Yeah, it's not, if you leave your finger on there, it will grind away a little bit. Uh-oh. Where are you? I know you're in here. Uh-oh. There it is. It's like being at the fair, trying to get something dunking for apples. Dunking for apples, but I'm dunking for turquoise, so... Okay, you can kind of get a good look on that. I'm going to bring it in a little bit more down this end because it's so thin. And we don't like that matrix very much. Nice and soft. Just bring the back down to flatten it out. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for the thumbs up. I think we're up, what, 120, 130 people and 33 thumbs up. So I'd like more, but I'll take 25%. I was saying in the last live, I think 25% is better than my full grade. Not really. So you see this end does not have any color, and I don't know how deep in there that goes. So I'm going to try and bring it in. Well, it might be just touching right there. I'm bringing it a tiny bit more. I don't mind having matrix all the way to the edge, but it changes how I will do this, the dome. Alright. That's a lot harder with gloves on. Okay. It's trying to come out, but it's not coming out. So I'm going to do the same thing one more time, just to bring it in a tiny bit more, and then we're going to take the top. I'm going to go a little harder this time. See what it looks like. Yeah, that's just matrix going right through the middle. So I don't mind the line, I like it. I got to get this high enough that I can dome it just a little. Just a tiny bit more. Stone is getting smaller quickly, but honestly I didn't think we were going to get anything out of it. So, alright, let's dome this a little bit. This turquoise is nice and hard. Going clockwise and anti-clockwise, and I will switch the stone over. Do the same the other side. It's pretty nice, sort of naturally split into a heart almost. I really wish that turquoise would show on this edge right here. Okay, it's trying. Yeah, turquoise. I'm not sure where it came from. I believe this was a bag that came off of lapidary Dave's shop bench, basically. Stuff that he hadn't done. Alright, I don't like these gloves. There you go. Done with the gloves. I tried. So. I just do so much better without those gloves on. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and you can move over. So even though this wheel is a soft wheel, it is much newer than those last two wheels, so this one still takes off a fair amount of material. Again, doing clockwise, anti-clockwise that way. And I'm going to flip the stone, do the same this way. It's going to be higher on one end than the other. Get the back so it's flat. I have only replaced this one and the 600, I think, once in 5 years, 4 years, 5 years. Now, I don't do a lot of, I do some, but I don't do a lot of agates and petrified woods. I do some Jaspers. But the stones that I've been doing of late and maybe the last couple of years have mostly been phosphates and opals. Bring this down just a little bit more. See if we can get some more of that web cutting. So I do have a couple of sintered wheels for these two over here. The 80 and the 180, I think it is. And I have it. So the other wheel that I have to go on there, which is sintered, is one that is hexagon cut or hash cut. And it's going to take off a lot of material really quickly. I just haven't put it on here yet. Alright, well, what I thought was a straight line has taken a curve to the right, and I really like it, actually. So yeah, I actually really like that it took that curve. That's really nice. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. I like the unexpected. Well, we like the unexpected when it goes our way. Which it doesn't always go my way. A little bit of a hole in the bottom, not much. But, yeah, I really like that, actually. Let's do one of those. So, yeah, there's the difference. That Jasper we did first took, what, almost 35 minutes. And this little piece of turquoise has taken us about 10, 13. So we'll save that for the next wheels. And that's really nice. Sort of got that river delta look to it again. Alright. That's 2. What do we do with the first one? 2, let's go to... We could do the knee, let's do the funky, I don't know what it is. It looks very similar to the last piece. And so quite honestly, I like to get people's shop pieces, their cut-off ends, broken cabochon, stuff that they've given up on. And I like to get that stuff and try to give it new life that maybe the initial cutter or lapidarist didn't see, was too frustrated with, didn't connect with the piece. And sometimes out of that you'll find a really, really nice nugget of goodness. Let's see what we got going on here. 167s. Hi, Seema. I think they put us on hold. So yeah, I think we started with 945 subs today. Would really love to get up in that sort of 160-ish mark. So there's a line that goes this way. That line goes almost to this side. So I'm looking at this almost like I would look at an opal bar. That seam line is very, very thin. But yeah, I'd love to get to like 960, somewhere in there. If you are signed into YouTube, go ahead and hit the subscription and the notification bell. I go live on Sundays and Thursdays, and we do all kinds of different materials from start to finish. So that looks like this material here is all that corner. So I'm going to have a bar line, almost like an opal, that goes around, and I don't know if it's going to connect back in here on the stone. So the best way to go, I think, is to bring this top down. And I'm going to start on the matrix part right there. Good, so you can see the help. Go in, and then we're going to go out one little bit. There we go. There you go. Now you can see what's going on a little bit. So let's just take this. Some of this is stabilization that I'm taking off right here. And we're going to do a quick check already, just to see if we're getting through to the turquoise itself. Does that join there to there? We'll see. Hoping it does. What we're doing right now is trying to figure out which way the little veins of turquoise run, so I know which way to face it and orient it to the maximum amount of color. That's the plan. First off is the smell, Jim. And this might not be, because actually it doesn't smell that much. But I'm going sort of with a texture on it too. So it's pretty hard. Turquoise is not the hardest material in the world. I think it runs at about 5 on the Mohs scale. And a good majority of the time in a lot of these mines, they get out some really chalky stuff, and then they stabilize it, which is fine. It does give it a better hardness, but it also can be prone to fractures and crumbling, depending on how well they did their stabilization process. But the number one thing with knowing, number one is the smell. You'll smell it right away, which I don't smell on this one. Doesn't mean it's not stabilized, but hola, manos. But just even the hardness of this matrix in here, it's a lot harder than the turquoise, but for it to be almost polishing on an 80 grit, that's kind of a sign too. And people, so I am not a big I buy turquoise. I am not a huge buyer of turquoise. You know, as far as like commercially. But you have to understand that there's a lot of sellers out there that do it for a living and are trying to get the best price they can out of all their materials. So it's good to keep amongst the sort of rock community so you know where your provenance of your material is. Because I don't know if you're always going to get the straight story or not. And I can tell you from my own experience, I would say about at least 50% of people that you try to buy turquoise for, maybe more, tell you that it's natural. And there is only maybe 5% natural turquoise out on the market. Maybe 10 that's really pushing it. So when every retailer is telling you that this is natural and this is natural and this is natural, and it looks like it's over 50% of the market saying that it's natural, something's a little askew somewhere. Alright, so I kind of like the little patchy work. It may even get smaller as we bring that down, but I'm going to take the back down a little just to take a peek. And also I have to welcome in everybody. I'm going to get my glasses on. I do. I can't read everybody in the chat. Mino, Natar. Let's get my super glasses. There we go. Chalita, welcome in. Yeah, but you see, even on this one, you can't really tell. And you should at least go with the story, some of the story of what they're telling you from where you got it from. If it's a legit establishment like the Ottomans or somebody, or the Kingman or Royston, and it's pretty legit. You have to understand, so usually the turquoise, well, I shouldn't say that. It differs per mine, it really does. Because the turquoise vein itself could be softer or chalkier than the matrix around it. But like I say, 90-95% of turquoise is stabilized. And if you're getting natural turquoise, you would be paying for it. Natural turquoise costs a lot more. Although it's getting closer and closer to where both stabilized and natural are getting closer in price. But if you're getting it straight from the mine, or the owner, or you know who mined it and how it ended up on your dinner table, it's important to know. And I have pieces like this piece. I don't know. I don't know what mine it came from. I could guess maybe. I can't tell you for sure whether it's stabilized or not, but I'm going to guess that it is, and I really can't smell it. you know, the only turquoises that tend to be non-stabilized are on the very high end. And you'll see Dave or Don or Double D Duncan, or you'll see them actually clap their pieces together, and you can tell when it's natural from the natural hardness. It almost feels glossy. Anyway, I'm just a beginner. Right, let's shape this a bit better. Got that, got that. I hope that helps. I know it's not easy. Bring this top edge down just a little. And I need to get something to drink here too. I like how it's turning out. I like the 1, 2, 3, and you're expecting a 4, and it's not there. I kind of like that. If you're new to the channel, I like the back too. I always like the back. Look at the back. Wow. Could almost double side this. Let's see if I can. We can do this, but it could be maybe both sides. Or at least where the back can show. I'm going to dome this back just a little bit. If it gets put in a pendant, it could be turned on either side. Alright, let's move over to the next one. I'll get this one finished up pretty quick. Hi everybody, thanks so much for being here. Really kind of you to spend some time with me. Making my day better. Started off with a shop vac in the hallway closet, so getting water from underneath the bathtub. Always my favorite thing to do on a Sunday morning. But fortunately, I have this outlet right here where I can come chat with you guys. I gotta be careful here. Getting really close on the thin side right there. But yeah, I have this outlet and I can come out here and get lost in these little stones. Their patterns, the hardness, all the goo that comes off. I don't know, kind of. And the noise of the machine is very relaxing for me at this point. facet on the very, very top. A little chubby right there, but we like that. We like little chubby. Alright, I think we're good with that. Got a little bit on that, but a little bit of a facet on the top, but that'll come off on the next two wheels. The girdle looks pretty much the right height. Maybe it needs to come down just a little right there. Yeah. And a little bit over this side too. And yeah, I hope everybody's looking forward to your Thanksgiving week. I thought about taking a few extra days off, but I'm going to save it. Alright, that's good. So that's three. Three, and these mysteries are coming out pretty nice. What are we going to do next? Let's keep going with the mysteries, because I don't know, they're turning out pretty well. This looks like it may be the same. Let's go down. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. What? Oh, I've been missing the chat here. I'm at 965. We got 35 to go. Are you kidding me? So, I haven't put any advertising or anything up about what we're going to do at 1,000, but we're definitely going to do something at 1,000, and I'm going to try and reach out to everybody that's subscribed. And we'll probably do a couple different things. One to people that have subscribed, but then also one to just people that are subscribed and hit the notification bell. Because my chances of reaching one of you is far higher that way. And then maybe we'll do one more. So maybe we'll do like three things. And we'll do one more where it'll just be based upon commenting in one of my videos or shorts that comes up. Maybe we'll do one live as well. So we'll figure something out, and yeah, I am far beyond where I thought I was going to be. And it's thanks to all of you. So this one does not smell, but I think it's got to be stabilized. And I'm just going by the color of it, and the feel of it. So when I see these little polka dotties up the top, I would love the stone to be like that across the top. Let's keep going. I think that's a question we're going to have to put across the forum to a few other people about how they tell or don't tell that something's stabilized or not. Doing this one a little bit backwards. Nothing showing there. Let's go around the edge some, clean it up. This one might not turn out as nice as the others. But shoot, we're 2 for 2 on these right now, and I don't even know if I paid anything for these. I'm sure I did, but I don't think it was too much. Oh, gotcha. There we go. Sorry about that. lost in my own little world. It happens from time to time. So, yeah, just taking this one down. It's got little speckles in it, and I like the speckles, so I'm thinking this is going to be the top. I like speckles, like similar to number 8. I have a couple of pieces of number 8 over here. Thanks, Danny. So this is some number 8. A bit too thick right now for me to do right now, but so this is stabilized, I think. So if you listen to it, so actually this is not stabilized. This came from, I think. So look at the colors on this. Yeah, it's going to come up pretty. I just have to decide if we're doing like one stone, a couple of stones in here. This one's really nice too. Let me just zone it out up here, or it's part of the fun is trying to configure how you're going to cut something to make it glow. I'm going to use my word, but yeah, each stone's different, and I like to take some time on it, and then if it's just not coming to me, I will just go ahead and start cutting it. But most of the time I let it stew in my head for a little while. And sometimes I'll just look at a piece and not even know that my brain is stewing on it until I see the piece again, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what we were daydreaming about the other day at work. So let's bring this down. I think I'm going to tighten up the side by flattening it. And I don't always get it right, so there's quite a few times that I'll think I've thought about a stone for a long time, got exactly what I want to do with it, start rounding the edges, do the dome a little bit, and then do the back like I'm doing right now, and then when I look at the back looks so much better than the front does. And that happens a lot. So this one, got that coming through that side and also this side, so now I don't know which side to go. Let's have a look at this. Alright, so I got the little dots coming. I like to call them florets. They're just little dots coming through this side. And then here they're showing. And I think I gotta bring this towards the back. So it gives it a little bit more. Go over here so I take less off at a time. I'm gonna bring this down. I'm rounding it a little bit, but not too much where if I want to change the back to the front and the front to the back, but it wouldn't take too much and it won't take too much of the stone away. Looks good, but I think this matrix is probably going to end up being too thick right there. So we are going to try this other side. Trying to get the most little dots that I can on the face of the stone. So Again, just foaming it slightly. It is getting thinner quick. Yeah. Both sides want to be 50-50. Which means it really wants to orient that way. It's not thick enough, so. Hi Patrick, welcome in. I was hoping. It's gonna get really thin, really quick. Now if this gets too thin, I can come back and reback it. I can back it. Man, it's not doing it. Not doing it. It's like a 50-50 on both sides. Alright, I might quit on this one. Not forever, but for right now. I think we might lay this one down for right now. It's getting there. Hi, Hidden Acres. Welcome. Ohio. I've never been to Ohio. One day we're going to make a trip. A big trip. Showing a little, not spectacular, so we're going to leave that one for right now. And let's move on to, I've got two more pieces I'd like to go through. So I have this one, and then we got some special pieces. I have a special piece I want to try. So this is Nila. I love this stuff. This is from RA Stoneworks out of Nevada. And this is from pretty close to one of the Kingman mines. Probably going to be a fairly pure colored one, in that there's not going to be much matrix in there. So let's take off what I'm going to consider for right now, the back. This one I know has been stabilized. Look at that color. Lovely color. So let's see, how are we going to do this? Same thing all the way around the edge. Make sure my water's dying. Actually, let's put a little bit more water in. Let me take a little break here with something to drink. Ohio, where was I getting my garnets from? I know that was from Iowa. So Hidden Acres, where do you go rock hounding up in Ohio? And what kind of material do you find? I have not. I would love to. I have not been too far west in my time. I think just past New Orleans and what did we do? I traveled a little bit around the lakes as a kid, but we never made it to Ohio. But everybody's been so kind here in this rock community and jewelry community. Yeah, we're going to make a trip at some point and hopefully meet up with some people along the way. And I'm going to meet up with one of our regulars here who's a little more local to me, I think probably in December, beginning of December. That'll be nice. They needed a little help. That's so nice, and that's going to be the back, so we'll see. I'm going to bring down this top side now. I like a little bit of matrix in these. Hi Akira, how you doing today? We're doing pretty good. I mean, all things considering. Things could be a little bit better as far as the house plumbing situation. I don't know how much that's going to cost us, but it's going to cost us something. Alright, let's have a quick look at this one. There you go. So I have to decide whether to go for that really nice clean color or this one. Because this may disappear altogether as well. So do we go for the pure color or the color with a little bit of matrix in it? It's tough. Hi Salvatore, how are you doing? Thanks for coming in today. I believe it's Italy. I'm going to bring in all the way around right now. Let's see what we're dealing with here. I think I'm going for the clean one up top here. The reason I say that is I think I'm going to max out the stone size by going that way. That's going to come up. That's going to come out. Oh. Decisions good. Well, that'll be amazing. That'd be fantastic. Are you, do you have a channel hidden, or are you showing everybody what you're up to? Hi, Suan. How are you today? I didn't know you'd come into the chat. Hope you had a great week. And now I'm going to try and see, I did it again, sorry. Sort of doing the dome on this side. And yeah, that's the side we're going to do. It's going to be a lot cleaner. There may be a little bit of matrix in it, but very, very little. You did? You're working on the weekend, huh? I used to work weekends. I didn't mind working weekends because then when you got Sunday, Monday or Tuesday or whatever it was day you had, the day off, there'd be less people out there. So shopping and doing errands and that kind of stuff. Just rounding this off a little. Doming it up. A little island right in the middle. Turning it slowly, making sure I get a little bit of a girdle on it at a degree of about 7 to 11 degrees for setting. And we're going to start looking at shape here. You can see it's faceted up there, but that's okay. Got a little bit of a divot right there. Huh. Yeah, I used to have to do that too. Yeah, I've had stages in my life where I've worked every holiday there is, but I was making better money. Sometimes we get paid double or time and a half, or get extra leftovers, all that kind of stuff. Or maybe it was one of the jobs I was doing when I was getting tipped. And most people appreciate you on a Thanksgiving in your tipping situation. Go around one more time. Put that down right there. We're even going higher domed right now. So I'm just going at an angle around the outside edge between the bezel side or girdle side and the dome, and just bringing that girdle down quite a bit actually. Oops. Did get another commission this week to cut a big old garnet that somebody found, but I'm a little apprehensive of doing it because they want to put it in a pendant. I'll have to show it. I'll show it on Wednesday. We're going to come live on Wednesday instead of Thursday this week. So if you don't have notifications already, if you hit that subscribe bell and the notification bell, you'll get notified when we come live on Wednesday. Normally we do Thursdays, but we are doing family Thanksgiving this coming Thursday. Alright. Doing the wiggle waggle on this to get some of that facets off. And it's a bit of a fatty. A little high here. So we come in, I think we're coming in. There we go, that's better. And now I got to do that girdle again because I just brought it in, so I got to bring that height back down. So anytime you bring in the edge, your height of your girdle goes back up as you're coming in, so then you have to round it back off again. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got my little island. I think the island's probably going to disappear. Gotcha, sir. Yeah, that can be frustrating sometimes. Okay. I had my days as a dishwasher. Nothing wrong with that. We'd have one of the commercial ones. We had the big square trays that you would line all the dishes up in, and then roll that down the side, put it in the dishwashing machine, pull down the big hood. It would wash for like 2 or 3 minutes. You'd pull them out, let them dry out. Alright. That noise is my geyser right here being upside down. So over under here there's a little air pump which pumps air through this tube. A little opening in the bottom. It pushes the air down and then flips the water up under the wheel. That just keeps the dust down. I have a mask on as well, just in case. Alright. How are we doing? Not bad. Hi, Bang. Welcome in. Oh, I forgot that drink part, didn't I? Instead of doing the wiggle waggle and rotating at the same time. These are all moves that need practice. I mean, some people can do it right away. I'm just not one of those people. shaping up my size. Come in a little bit right there. Yeah, I like it. Quick peek. Take that. Alright, so that's another piece done. Paper 2. So far we got 4 good ones, 1 not so good, and now we're going to do something. So these pieces I purchased probably 2 years ago. They are Kingman. I was fortunate enough to get them because at the time he was not, I think this is the Kingman. Let's see. Yeah, he was not selling pieces like this. Let's get a little further out. There we go. So they have been backed already. There's a number. That's not what I paid. But they are semi-matching. And we're going to do just one of them. Pretty thin. And they're natural. But they're very hard. So they really didn't need to be backed. But the backing's just in case. It just gives it a bit of a longer life as far as setting and general wear when it does get set. So these are really nice pieces. And here we're going to slightly dome this, and then we should be finished. So let me get this. Oh, that's going to come off by itself. So let me get something to drink real quick. Disappeared into the lagoon. Let's see how I'm going to start in the middle, just so if it's softer than I think, I don't make a mistake. It is, no, it's a good hardness actually. Not too hard, not too soft. I just need a shape. Not sure on the shape yet. Just bringing in the edge. Hi everyone. Hey Jason, how you doing today? Got Jamie as well. Appreciate you coming in. Doing a quick piece of turquoise. Not a quick piece, none of this has been quick. This stuff is pretty hard. You can see that. That's the backing coming off on my hand right there. Danielle, hi. Let's do this real quick. Alright. It's a little thicker there. I got a little bit to come in. Bring that all the way around. I don't want any bugs on the edge. And bugs, I mean little crevices or droozies. Holes, fractures, inclusions, trying to make this edge as smooth as possible. And I think right now it's probably going to look like a giant balloon, but we'll see. It's almost like a giant balloon. It's a nice piece. So I think we take that down right there like that. I think that's what we do. Alright, so thanks for popping in. Good luck with work this week. And we'll see you either Wednesday or maybe next Sunday. So have a great and wonderful week, okay? And take that little sharp piece off right there. And round it out. I don't want to lose too much of this stone, and I don't want it to be too wonky that that's what we're doing right there. There you go, that's better. Much better. Just straightened up that edge a little bit. There you go. And now I think that's the shape I'm looking for. That's good. I like that. So that's good. Now I need to go around the edge just a little bit to give it a light doming to it. As you can see, it's not a very thick stone, never was. Got that little bit of backing on there, really thin. So it's probably 4 to 5 millimeters. And let's just bring that down a little so we get some polish on there, and I can get some of the top smoothed out. Alright, so now I'm going to go around the edge here, just at a 45, just slightly. Let me just check if that's good. All I'm doing is rolling this top edge just a tiny bit. Like I said, it's a pretty thin stone, so I'm not going to get a high dome or anything out of it. I do want to bring it down just a tad to make it more appealing. So see how my girdle comes up, and I've just rounded it a little bit. And I also have to take the bottom edge off because it's really sharp. A really nice sort of dark smoky blue Kingman. Does have a few metallics in it. So I hope they come out a little bit as we go along. Okay. Pretty nice. Okay, the metallics are starting to come out a little bit. If you can see that. I think you can hear the metallics as it's scratching, and there is something right here, right there, that we have to try and get out. If it gets too low, then I'll just stop and we'll live with it in the front face of the stone. But I'd like to get it out somewhat. It's just a little bit of a crevice. And because I just thought of it, scared of that wheel and the edge of that wheel, so we're going to move over. Wow, thank you everybody. We're up to what, 89, 90 thumbs up? That's fantastic. Hey Don, how you doing today? Yeah, I keep double tapping myself, Don, as much as I can. No, it won't let me. Won't let me. It's Sunday. Does anybody want to go to work for me tomorrow? I should have taken the whole week. But I'll get some of Wednesday, and I need a 4-day weekend, so that'll be nice. And I get to spend it with my family, which is even better. And actually this year, I think it's just close family, and which is good because it means we won't be on a time schedule too much. We'll probably all be to dinner on time because we'll all be making it together, and we can turn whatever we want on the television, whatever movie we want. We'll probably play a little bit of rummy, because they always kick their butts at it. I hope they're listening. But yeah, we'll probably get some game going at some point, and that'll be nice. I'm not the best at the board games. I'm pretty good at the card games. And then because it's Thursday, being Thanksgiving, yeah, I like to watch Kyle's because even though I might not be purchasing, he may have some material that I've never seen before, and he's pretty good at explaining what it is. Not that I'll ever come close to remembering as much as he knows. And the chat over there is always super friendly too. I'm just putting a slight dome on this one. As you can see, it's a little lower right there than in a few other places on this stone. So I gotta bring down the rest of the stone here. Hey Ryan, how you doing today? Abdul, welcome. Oh, that's a lot. Let's do that. If you can come in a little bit here. There we go. Not so bad. That's good. We're doing all right on this end. Things could be better, things could be worse. But for right now, I'm working on the stones, which makes things a lot better for me. This is my way of getting away from the real life. No, it's not too bad. We got regular stuff going on in the house, but everybody wishes they didn't have to deal with. Just maintenance things. Bringing this edge down so that it's even with the rest of the stone. Start to see the metallics, so you see the black water coming off the wheel. That's not from the wheel, that's actually from the stone. And it's not from the backing on the back here. You can actually see the difference in the color of the backing and the black water that's coming off. and the black water's coming off is most likely hematite, but it's some sort of metal that's in the stone itself. And it kind of gives it a little flashy. So maybe a little bit of pyrite. Kind of in person it looks fantastic. And that shine should polish up really well as well, as far as the metallic's going, so that'll be nice. Go around that whole stone real quick, and we'll be done with this one. This is one I've been saving for a long time, just because of the quality of the stone. And I've been a little bit apprehensive of cutting it because of the thickness of it. But it's pretty solid, pretty stable. And then with that really, really thin, I gotta say that backing has to be like less than a millimeter. So, thank you. Yeah, honestly, this has made a world of difference to my life, Ryan. I mean, things have been pretty good for a long time anyway, but picking up the lapidary has been an awesome addition to everything else. So there's one little bug in here, and I think it's going to stay. This has taken over. You'll either know what I mean or not know what I mean, but this has been a substitute for me from other things that I used to get into and other things that were part of my life, which are no longer there. So having this and having the channel and chatting with people it's just a little awe-inspiring sometimes to think that I'm even close to getting 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge, hurdle with YouTube. But at the same time, I'm not going to be out there making millions. I might get like $2 a month. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I know everybody gets excited about moving into monetization, and it is an exciting sort of hurdle to get by, but I don't think people quite understand that you really don't make big money with these small channels. So that's what we've done today. That's pretty nice. 1, 2, 3. Am I missing one? No, I think that's it. And I'm gonna go over. Well, I gotta get these going too. Let's do these real quick. That one we did the other day. And then these two I just dopped up today. So we dopped these up. These were one stone. I just chopped it down the middle. Let's just clean these up some. Another type of Kingman. Kingman have all sorts of stones, colors, qualities. This is a really nice blue color, sort of dark aqua blue, and so 154. I don't know why, but usually at 154, as far as going into a live, YouTube likes to restart. Turn that over. That was the edge that we cut. I'm looking for a shape here. Doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Bring that in some. Yeah, it's nothing about lapidary is perfect. And when you get into faceting and things, you have to be a little more perfect. I like the stone telling us what to do rather than me telling the stone what to do. Alright. Round that off some. I'll take a look. Looking much nicer. There we go. A little high on this side here. A little bit of a crevice in the middle. See if we can round that off a little. So I wasn't going to do these, but I had them dropped already, so it's best for me to get them out of the way. There you go, and the crevice is gone. It's looking pretty nice. Take a picture of that one, and put this over here. Alright, what's going on in the chat today? No, and ready? No and no. Not Australian. Although back in the day, maybe they would have sent me there. But no, I'm an Englishman really, but I grew up in the States, some and some in Europe, and would love to go to Australia. I don't know if I'd come back from Australia, but I'd love to go to Australia. Sort of in the Australia of the United States here. And I have cousins a long time ago, so I have cousins from maybe the 50s that live in Australia. Alright, I like that one. That's pretty nice. I'm going to leave that like that. As you can see, a little bit of smoky starting to protrude up here. So I'm going to leave that one like that. And then we got the other little one right here. Same thing, same stone. Don't know the shape yet. So I'm gonna smooth this out right here. This is where I did the cut. Doing that one upside down. Gonna bring in the sharp little toe right here. Like that. Alright, I need it shaped. It's probably getting fairly similar to the last one. Maybe we'll make this like a ring stone. With a bit of a freeform shape. Yeah, I like drops too. This one, I mean, I might bring that in. See what my thickness is on the turquoise itself are. Yeah, I'm going to bring this in right here. Let me get this out of the way. Yeah, I have it on a dop stick and I'm still doing it as if it's loose. Chocolatey goodness. So this is stabilized Kingman. There you go, that's a little bit better. Bring that in. Yep. A little wonky. Huh. My dop's a little wonky. Gonna have to re-dop this one. Because it's oriented incorrectly on here. Hi everybody, welcome in. You see how I'm skew whiffed on my wax? That's alright. It's coming down deep right there, so not going to do much with this one. I got to re-dop it. I did this in a bit of a rush this morning, and it shows. So. I'm going to have to see if it'll come off. Oh, there it is. So, came off. Took it off the dop. I got to reshape it. I don't like to do this much. Over on the other wheel, taking off this wax. That's the truth. Not the right way to do it. It works, but gotta flatten this back out so it's flat, all the same around the whole stone. Come on. Hi everybody, welcome in. Thank you, Dreddy, I appreciate that. I'm getting closer. I don't know where I'm at right now, but I know hopefully by, who knows, maybe by Thanksgiving, but definitely Christmas to be at that 1,000 mark. Working on my hours, which we're doing really well on. And honestly, I'm really happy. Last couple of months, 3 months, everybody coming to join from all around the world, which is just fabulous. And then people in the chat sharing, asking questions that I may or may not know. And yeah, we've been having a really good time. And then some of the stones that have come out of it are also just superb. So yeah, it's quite the journey. I mean, we're about to hit, what, 100 likes? That's insane. I know other channels, get thousands. But I'm just happy any of you are here and take the time to hang out with us for a little bit. It's really nice. I even had somebody say I had a kind demeanor last week, which was very nice. I critique myself more than I should, maybe. So this one's a lot better than it was. Go over here, and then we are pretty much done. Oh, I got that one little one to do. So we are at 98 likes. I don't know how many subs we've got today. I know we got a few. There we go. That one's pretty nice, and then that one is the one that goes with it. So those are brother and sister pieces. Maybe we'll set them that way. And I think we've got one more to go, which was from, where day was it? This Sunday today. So this was the little piece that we did that was kind of falling to pieces. It's pyritized. It's probably Iranian or Persian. Pyrites, and they're really nice. So we're going to go on this middle wheel. We're going to try and shape it up. It's pretty good shape already. I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I'm just going to hope that those little bits of pyrite don't pop out. So these are 3 nice little ringstones. You can see that black flowing off the top here. Thank you, everybody. We just hit 300, and that's just amazing. Let's do this. Can I tag it down a little bit more? Maybe. Let's see. Sorry, I know we're on the Zoom of Gloom. I wanted to see if we could show you real close. Nope, not doing it. Not bad. Let's see if we can close in. Yeah, it's a little too close. So. Alright, let's back it out. Let's do that. That should do it. Alright. Sorry about that. The audio and visual guy isn't too talented. Right. Quick visitor. So yeah, look how that pyrite just stains everything, blackens everything. But then when you see how shiny it is at the end, it's worth it. I have some older opal that came through that we're going to do some cutting sessions. I got some of the Yawa nuts, and I don't know, they're gamble pieces, so very excited to get them. The 2 pieces I cut so far haven't given me millions of dollars, but the patterns in them are good, and then also one of them, the quality of the ironstone, even though there wasn't any color in it, is really good color and hardness to back other opals with. So for what I paid for it, I wouldn't be able to get a stone to back my opal with for that same amount. So very happy with my purchases, and we're going to show some more of those as we go along after Thanksgiving and maybe on Thanksgiving. Just rolling that sharp edge down a little bit. Let's see how we're doing. Hi, Finding. Welcome in. I wouldn't say you found greatness here, but we're working on it. As long as you strive for something better than you are, you're doing good. I say that, it's a lot easier to do than, I mean, it's a lot harder to do than it is to say. Alright, so let's move on to the next little wheel. And yes, just a quick repeat, its channel is RocksAlot. Been working pretty hard on it, probably the last 12 months almost. And thanks to everybody in the lapidary and the rock hounders and the resellers and the jewelry resellers, we're getting pretty close to reaching 1,000, which is just spectacular, really. I tend to go live on Thursdays and Sundays as best as I can. Thursdays at about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time in the US, and then Sundays around 1:30, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time again in the afternoon, kind of after Sunday lunch or brunch or church or the flea market or whatever it is we've been running out to do for the day. Alright, let's see. So that is turning out pretty good. Dome's not too bad. Gonna have to take that off a little bit on the back, but we're gonna redo the back when I'm finished with the stone. And yeah, that's pretty good. I don't feel too many facets, but what I can feel is that pyrite sticking out a little bit above the turquoise. And we were trying to explain this to each other last night, and so that pyrite's really hard. The turquoise is much softer. You would think to get the hard down, you would have to press harder. But if you press harder, it actually ends up undercutting the harder stone even more. So it's sort of counterintuitive is what it is. So you actually have to go softer on that, and you should be able to level it out. So I just leveled that out just by doing that really softly. And I hope that helps as far as an explanation. I'm trying to keep that little piece of pyrite in there. Hi Husky, welcome in. I hope you had a good morning already. It is Sunday, so I think we're moving on. Let me turn that off for a second. Let's have a look at the pieces we have done. I feel like I'm missing one, but I don't think I am. So this is what we've done today. Oh, there was another piece, but it didn't turn out too good. Let's back this down. So that's what we did today. Oh, I'm missing one still. There it is. Here. And so yeah, that's a pretty productive morning. So I'm very happy with that. And if you want to stay with me, I'm going to move over to the other 3 wheels. Don't know if we're going to get to polishing, but going to see what we can do on these next 3 wheels. So I'm going to have a little bit of a movement. I've got a lot to do here. Actually, I think we're probably going to call that... Are we going to call it? No, let's move over for a little bit. I mean, I can't do anything with the plumbing inside, so why not stay out here? Where I'm doing something that at least is dry. Pink. Okay, that's not terrible. That's a good start. And we're going to get through all of these, so let's just pump them out, I think. I do have to watch for sitting out here too long and messing with my back if I'm not sitting properly, so I'm doing all right. But welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you all coming in, and I think we just teased everybody by saying we might leave. Well, I hope that's for a good reason, Husky. I used to get out of bed at 1 too. And I swore I'd never go to work at 7 in the morning, but they got me somehow. So let's start off with is that a Stony Canyon or Stony Mountain? Stone Mountain. I think it's Stone Mountain. Boop. Got that. Yep, that's it. So, yeah, welcome in everybody. We're going to part 2 here. And we'll see if we can crank some of these out so they can at least get to the polishing point. See that? Let me give a quick wipe here. There you go. You guys are all cleaned up. Alright, let's try this. Put way too much water in this trough. And I think we've got to go a little bit higher. Let's go up a little bit. Here we go. So I'm having a hard time reaching the wheel without banging into the phone. So that should do it right about there. Put some light. There you go. And this is much quieter. So just going to do the back. We're going to go through each wheel. The wheels are 600 grit, 1200 grit, and 3000. And if I did everything right on the previous 3 wheels, it shouldn't take too long first time, maybe 5 minutes. Yeah, I got no problem with Bangladesh. I have family from India. Back in the day. At least I lived in India and got brought up in India. And my brother's wife has Indian background too. Yeah, the Raj, no problem. All right. Really nice. Move on to this middle one. Pressing pretty hard. Oh, too hard. I think we'll get through some of these, polish them, and then we'll come back and polish the other ones in another time. That way at least we get our finished stone fix. Maybe like 4 of these. And we normally come on a Thursday afternoon, but I think this week, if I'm not marinating something or prepping something, I may come on Wednesday evening as well. So if you want to come join in, just go ahead, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It should let you know within like a minute or 2 of me going live. It also lets you know when I throw out a short or a video. concentrating a little bit more on the top of these, the face. It's really nice. I don't see any scratches. Let's get the back. Yeah, I think we're going to do 4 of these. The little ones I think we'll wait, and we'll bring that Citron Chrysocolla back out, or Chrysocolla, whichever way you'd like to say it. Is it a crystal or is it a Chrysler? Hi Mickey, how you doing? Well, Mickey, I mean, I'm not going to be making big dollars, but I think I might make $1 off of YouTube, maybe within the next 3 months, maybe. I don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm going to hit that first level of eligibility probably around Christmas. I think we'll be at I already hit the 500 subscribers, so 500 subscribers, I think you need 3,000 hours, and you should be good. And then to go on to the next one, like memberships and everything, I think you have to be at 4,000 hours, 1,000 subscribers. I think that's it actually, and having put up 3 videos in the last month, so all those get ticked off. I don't foresee me making big money, or I don't even know if I'll make enough money to pay for my hobby, which would be absolutely fabulous, but I'd be doing this anyway. And at some point soon in the near future, I will be linking up these stones for purchase. Already got my domain and my email set up. I just haven't broadcasted it yet. And if you do see something during a live that you would like to purchase, just put it in the comments and we'll figure out a way to contact each other. I did have somebody reach out for the Blue Moon piece, which I'm going to hang on to it just a little bit longer to get the vibes from it, put a few vibes into it, which are all good, and then it's definitely going to find a new home. And the person that asked, what a compliment to be asked to even purchase a stone from me at all. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. I am making ugly rocks into prettier rocks. So right now we are on the 3000 grip, which doesn't really take much off. And then prior to this, we did 5 other wheels, and I think this one's ready. And that got it to this stage. And then after this 6th wheel, we're going to move on probably to the ZAM station. Maybe one of them will get some cerium on the end of this machine right here. Yeah, I like this material too. One of my favorites. I have a lot of favorites. It's got one little thing right in the middle there. Alright, that's one. Let's do the Nyla, or the Nila. Got a few little facets, but not much. And I like that side too. Got a lot of water today. Do the wiggle waggle. Not pressing very hard. And welcome into the chat, and thank you for asking the question. really appreciate anybody asking questions or even giving a little bit of advice, as long as it's like rock related or lapidary related or rock pounding. Maybe some local information that you'd like to provide to everybody. We try to steer away from, at least in this platform and this venue, because there is a place for it on other venues, religion and politics. But we seem to do pretty well. Getting much smoother. Decent dome. You can bring it down just a tad more. All the way around the outside. So I heard England had big snow this week. Well, when I say big, I don't mean by inches, I mean by size of the snowflakes. Big, big chunkers. Followed by ice and sleet and and not wanting to go out of the house. And I don't miss that part of it. Snow's nice, the fall's nice. But the sleety rain, not a big fan myself. Hi, Alhan. Welcome in. Turkey has some wonderful, wonderful material that comes either from Turkey or from the surrounding countries. And we have a few Turkish students but maybe one day we'll take a full-on trip. Over there would be really nice. I think you need like a month. I did some traveling around the Mediterranean as a child, but never went to Turkey. Had Turkish friends, but yeah, never managed to make my way to Turkey. My family has made Tunisia, Morocco, Greece, Corfu, Spain, Italy, Sicily, France, Belgium, Germany, Holland, Austria, Switzerland. Wow, I didn't know I could name off that many countries. Yeah, I did. I've never really done that off the top of my head. And I'm sure there's probably a couple more. Ibiza, where else? Mallorca, which is still Spain. Portugal. I joke with my mother about wanting to be her bag boy, because she's traveled all over the world. And grew up in a lot of different countries too. Moved over to this 1200 wheel here. Still take something off, not too much. If there's any little facets left from the 600, it should take them out. And I think we're going to do 2 more stones and then head over to the Zan. and we may do the ones that we did in the last lap. Really, these last two wheels are just sort of the last finishing cleanup. Being pretty soft, but I don't want to make any major changes here. Pretty stuff. Right, let's move on to that 1200. Just joined in. Welcome. Thank you for spending any sort of time with us whatsoever, even if it's just a minute. I hope you just see something you haven't seen before. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. This one, I think that was a question somebody, we are dreamers, my captiva. So I think that was a question to somebody else that was in the chat from Turkey. But this one, if you were asking about this one is from Nevada in the United States. It comes from an old Kingman claim that is no longer Kingman. The gentleman who gets this now has a really young family. They're out of California, but they have the rights to the claim, and it is called Nila or Nyla Turquoise. It's spelled Nila, and you can find him on YouTube and also Instagram, I think. And I love this stuff. I like it when it has a little bit more red matrix in it, but even when it's this pure color, it has little changes in color across the top of the stone. Not full polychrome or anything, but sort of different intensities of the turquoise bluey green. You can always see like little watermarks in there. Yeah, it's really nice stuff. Alright, that's two. So these two, I'm gonna leave the face, maybe I'll do it tonight. This was the Rainbow Forest Jasper, and I might finish him up later today. I do need to get these ones done. This is a lemon chrysocolla, and this one is a green block from Specialty Captain block, and in that block is several different types of green turquoise, and also a little bit of the sort of chartreuse green gaspiite. It is not a gaspiite from Canada, just to throw that in there. The green gaspiite from Canada is gorgeous. It is probably harder, and its composition is a bit more of a conglomerate. Rounding off the edges. These have already been rounded and shaped on the previous three wheels. I'm just going in, checking for extra facets and taking out any of the scratches from the previous wheels. from Africa, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I can calibrate if needed. You know, I'm not commercial, so I'm not trying to put out the same. I'm not trying to put out the same shape for everything. Just started to get into silversmithing, so I feel, and this is just my own personal, when it's off just a little bit, so even though this is off, I can bezel this with silver, but I also have a little extra room for some accessories or whatever you want to call it to add to the shape. So I actually like my life. My life is not symmetrical. I love symmetry, but even my beautiful face is not symmetrical. It's slightly off. Yeah. As much as we have nature with its symmetry, we also have an imperfection of symmetry. It's not perfect. It's pretty close. Yeah, we have all kinds of colors. You can get blue chrysocolla over here too. So it really depends on where it's mined at. I don't know if I've got any out here. I do, but I forget where it is. But so turquoise, if you go for what everybody thinks of a turquoise as a turquoise color, it is that color because of the copper content in that aluminum phosphate. It's a phosphate. And the blue comes from copper. Well, that's the same with chrysocolla. The colors change because of the elements that are in the chrysocolla structure itself. So I believe a greener chrysocolla, and I don't know this for sure, don't take me at it could be one of two things, the green. Sometimes green is from chromium, similar to my stick of Zam that we're going to polish with. And sometimes it's actually a little bit of zinc in there. But yeah, don't take me 100% or as a guarantee. I'm a semi-professional. And I learn a lot of this stuff as you guys learn a lot of this stuff. So anything you can put in the chat to help me along, much appreciated. Spending a little bit of time on that wheel. See how much water came out of this trough? Well, that is on my leg right now. So move over to the middle. Do the back real quick. I'm not sure about a turquoise. I will definitely look that up later on though. I know there's some really nice agates that come out of there. There's also some, I believe it's like a Turkish jade that has a purplish color to it. Welcome in, Chef. And then there's another material called chrysoprase. Now I have some green chrysoprase, or chrysoprase. I was fortunate enough to get some really high quality stuff and a really 1 inch thick vein that I purchased, it's probably 10-15 years ago. enough over here. Hold up. I did just go back a wheel, but I don't think I finished it up quite right. Welcome in from Poland. I've not been to Poland. There's one of the ones I haven't been to. Got pretty close. I have a pretty good friend here that's Polish and speaks Polish. His family were first generation to the United States, so he speaks quite a few different languages. Good. I think we're going to do one more, and we'll hit the ZAM station, and so that'll be about 20 minutes. ZAM station doesn't take long, but you get the best satisfaction out of the ZAM station because you get that final polish. I live in the United States now, yes, but I didn't grow up here. I grew up in Europe, in England, Belgium. Holidays were everywhere around Europe. So when you start seeing me doing one-handed on a wheel, it's getting close to time for me to call it a day. A little bit going right here. There we go, that's good. Big pendant. Really nice. And last but not least, the sand block that we did on Thursday. It is Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Sunday today. So yeah, we did this on Thursday up to this fourth wheel, and then we called it quits. So let's finish this one up today. I did go ahead and buy, I think I got 12 14 by 8 by 1 inch Riker displays with the little pins in it. Hey Ghost, welcome in. And I mean, I guess people do make money off of stones. You have to be, you know, to make money off of it, you have to do it full time, I think. I just do it as a hobby, and I get to share it with everybody. And I do a few commissions with a jeweler locally, and so that pays for a little bit of it. But sometime soon, I will be putting the stones that we cut up for sale. I also have other stones that I've purchased along the way that are going to go up for sale. And then also I'm going to start doing some silversmithing, which I'm ready to go on that. And we'll start putting some of those jewelry pieces up for sale as well. And that's hopefully one day, you know, I don't know. So I'm not retiring like tomorrow, but I got some years to go before I do. But I would like that when I get to that point, that I can subsidize my income, my retirement income, by doing some lapidary work and selling some stones and maybe doing a show here and there. I know I'm not going to be making millions off of YouTube, although all your support is greatly welcomed and appreciated. I don't think it really costs you guys anything to just subscribe, but it does help as far as people coming into the channel and saying hi and whatever the algorithm is. So yeah, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. I guess at some point you can do super chats and memberships and all that stuff. I haven't really figured all that out yet. I was thinking about memberships maybe, just to cover some of the costs of these stones, and then maybe we raffle off some of the stones at the end of each month to the members. I don't know, we'll see. If anybody's got some bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Yeah, totally understand. So, like I just said, once I start doing one-arm Joe over here with my with my wheel, that's usually because my back's starting to say, "Hey, you need to either take a walk or maybe slow it down." So I've been on what, almost 3 hours? Goodness. So yeah, I'm out here for 3 hours working on stones, chatting with you guys, which I absolutely love. And if you could subscribe for just having the opportunity to watch, I'd appreciate it. Not necessary. I know a lot of you aren't really even signed in. So if you're just here watching, I appreciate you too, just for watching. It really helps. Little, looks pretty good. I think this is going to shine up on it's going to polish up on the Zam station really well. So we're almost done here, and we're going to head over to the Zam station, which is Freckle Cat's favorite station, because we get to polish these up. And with this one, it has one little area on the back that has a hole in it. And I got to make sure that when we're doing the Zam, I don't really Zam over that hole, because it will collect some of the polishing wax. Alright. I think that's it. Here's the little hole that's on the back. So yeah, look at that green on the bottom there. Thank you, Ahana. Really appreciate it. That was a pretty nice stone right there. Thank you, Danny. Alright, now we're going to go over to Hawkins station. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do just 4 of them. Yeah, I made a mess today. Let's see. I guess we're going to put them in my pocket, hopefully. I'm trying to grab you out of here without losing you. Playing games today. Nope. There we go. Ooh, that was close. Let's do a quick clean there. I'm going to head over to the Zam station. It just takes a couple of seconds here. Whoop. Get you in there. There we go. Thanks for sticking around. Pink. Oh, yeah, that's good. This is the ZAM station, something I built. Just a two-wheeler right here with a belt and 1750 motor on the back. We were talking about green and blues. So blue chrysocolla would most likely have copper in it. Green chrysocolla probably has chromium or zinc in it. So emeralds, I think, is chromium. And I think that the chromium in this aluminum oxide wax is why it is green also. This stuff works fantastic. Yeah, it's pretty noisy. I mean, you get used to it, and then you start to like it, and then when you start to recognize it, it sort of becomes sort of background noise. But then when you get the quiet, it's really nice as well. So I'm going to charge this a little bit. We're going to do the stones that I know don't have any inclusions or crevices in it. And this has a little noise to it too. Not crazy. So let's do this. So I put on a little bit, not much. If I put too much on it, it's wax, so it gets gunky, and it'll get stuck in the crevices. So let's do the lemon chrysocolla. Not a bad shine, pretty good already. So I usually do a quick test on the back. A quick test on the back. We take a peek. And that is the back, which I did not polish that much, and it looks pretty good. Not fantastic, but pretty good. So then let's go around all the edges. And if I could remember the mineral characterizations of this stone, I would let you know, and I forgot. It's not howlite, but it's similar to it. Okay, now let's get that front. Doesn't take long. Giving a quick buff. Do it. Let's take a quick look. That was nice. Look at that. You can almost see the bulb in the phone. That's a really nice polish. Very happy with that one. Now we're going to go do the stony. Also a decent polish already, just going to the 3000. So same thing. Do a quick test on the back. Not bad. I really like this material. I've been saying that it's Stone Mountain Jasper. I might be corrected. Alright, there's all the edges, and then we get the top done. We are doing good. We're doing good for time. Thank you, everybody that gave me a thumbs up today. It's very much appreciated. Not expected. I'm so happy anybody comes to join in. I really am. I can't wait till the days I'm out here and it's thundering and everything too. This came out super, super nice. That is a really nice stone. Freckle Cat loves the Zam station, that's for sure. So, very cool. Alright. Let's do the Neela or the Nyla. You can kind of see its polish on here, but it's not completely polished. This one should polish up super nice. Hi, Sammy. Alright, this is the test, but I really don't need to test on this one. Now that is a really nice polish. Let's do the edges. Now this machine will put you to sleep after a while. It's got that sort of rickety rack, like a old steam train. I'm just turning it around and hitting the edge real quick. And now we're going to do the top. Turn. Alright, I think we're ready for this one. Wow. It shows so much better in person than it does on this phone. But the polish is really nice, super nice. Like it's almost to a pinpoint. And I love the color on this one too. Alright, last one. Now the greenie. And I gotta remember it's got that little crevice in the back on this one. You see right there? Here and here. So I gotta be careful. It is the back, so I'm not too worried about it. But I don't want to fill that up really with too much wax. I don't know, we'll see if that one line gets filled or not. No, it did pretty well. So this isn't an epoxy, this is actually block made with acrylic. And so it tends to polish up really nice. I could have done some better job on the back, but that's the back, so it looks okay. I'm going to push a little harder. Get the edges done. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead, subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 1,000. We're going to reward somebody or several people once we get there. Haven't decided what to do yet, but we will. And I don't know who that's going to include, but probably subscribers for one of them. And it also helps my channel. So if you spend some time watching, really appreciate you. Let's get this front. And then once I hit eligibility, then we'll decide if we're going to up things on this channel or just keep them the same the way they are. I kind of like it the way they are. A little more family oriented, friends oriented, a little less about business and being exact and having to be perfect. So, all right, are we ready? Let's see how this came out. Wow. Wow. That's a lovely. Look at that. I like that a lot. Super nice. Hi there, if you're just coming in. So let's turn this off. And these are the 4 we just finished. And so Wednesday we're probably going to finish the other 6 or 7 stones that we did, and we'll cut some more as well. Like, I really want to do that piece of Kingman. Yeah, very, very happy. So if you're new to the channel, thank you. If you're not new to the channel, thank you. We'll be on Wednesday. I think we're going to do Wednesday. Thanksgiving, we're going to do some family stuff. Wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you get all the food that you want. You get to see some friends and family, and you have a really good time. Don't let the annoying sisters and brothers get to you. They're still family. And yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. And thank you, everybody that came in from basically all around the world. Really amazed. Thanks now. Cheers. Love you.